Tick Pick on the track.
Many fantasies are being transformed into reality by modern science.
Yeah. If you can hear me, put some movement in the chats. See some likes and some hearts. Come on, everybody. Come on. So just come on. Yeah. Know it. Everybody come on in the building, come on in the building, come on in the building. For those that are on Instagram, find us on YouTube or Facebook at DaRealReel_SCE. For YouTube, it's underscore. Just no SCE on the end. So DaRealReel_. Make it quick. For those who are on Instagram, things didn't work out the way we wanted to tonight. So we literally are just doing this Facebook style and YouTube style. And this is the first time we're on YouTube. So y'all gotta come over. You mean? Yeah. Oh, you can't see me, Tiff? Okay, hold on. I got you. What's up, Tiff? What's up, Tiff? What's up, Tiff? Give y'all a few minutes, just come on in the live. If you're on Instagram, run over to Facebook, YouTube at DaRealReel_SCE. Where our real people having real conversations about real things. All right. Those that are on Instagram, one more time. If you're on Instagram, come over to Facebook, DaRealReel. Find us, follow us. If you're not on Facebook, head over to YouTube. Find us over there at DaRealReel_. Just head over. We're live right now. Okay, I've made y'all wait long enough. Let me get some more hearts. Let me see the likes. Tuning in from the gym. All right, all right. Yo, that's one thing I can say honestly about Tiff, and I respect and love her work so much, is because like everywhere we go, she's at. Like I remember the first time, and it's funny because you know what? Let's bring down the music. Let's bring down the music. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. One thing, if y'all could do for me, because I think I figured this out, and Tiff have helped me figure this out behind the scenes, but y'all let me know if you can hear this. I'm gonna shut up, but y'all just let me know if you can hear it. All right. Y'all let me know if you heard that clearly, because one thing I figured out with the Roadcaster is that any of the preloaded sounds, the frequency that it's on, isn't the greatest. So okay, all right, bomb, bomb, bomb. All right, we got family in the building all over the place. Like I said, if you are on if you're on Instagram, come over to Facebook, The Real Real. If you're not on Facebook, come over to YouTube. A millisecond. You see what I'm saying? All right, I ain't gonna worry about the applause because some of them will work. I might stay. It's absolutely necessary. All right, so that means I got to work on that and change up sounds. And the funny thing is, I had the soundboard running through the Stream Deck, and I just didn't switch it over. So I was being kind of lazy about it. But it is what it is. All right, we here, we are live, we are in color, and I'm so glad for all of you being on the second live. This will be the first time that we're on YouTube. Man, ugh. And I'll be honest with y'all, I'm it's not to say I don't want to be on YouTube. I think I more look at it. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I like good presentation, and I do like to provide good presentation. Again, if y'all on Instagram, one more time, come over to Facebook, come over to YouTube, because right about now I'm getting ready to lock off the Instagram. Not because I have anything against it, but we haven't done Instagram for so long. Come over at DaRealReel _SCE. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. Instagram, I'm so sorry. I love y'all. Mwah. But we out. Okay. All right. Give me 1 second here, ladies and gentlemen. Got some great people going live tonight. Not just us. And as I get started, can I say one thing? Y'all know, like, real talk, I miss Kevin Samuels. Not from a him putting everybody in their place perspective, but from the aspect of literally just I miss Kevin. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I miss Kevin. I really do. I really do miss Kevin. And I mean, it is what it is. I miss that man dearly. And I'm hoping that, uh with the inspiration that he's given to me. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna get all this stuff out of the way. With the inspiration that he's given to me, not from a hold woman accountable aspect, even though I do think that it's to be done in this generation and this time. But there was one thing that he did say that what resonated well with me, and it always sits well, and it's the fact that we as men do need to account for ourselves, because we're supposed to be the leaders. Not all men are leaders, and we know that, but it is what it is, okay? And so I'm encouraging young men to order their life in a way now while they're young and they have the time and they have the freedom to be able to be in a place when they're older. That way they can let's look at it like this. They can just be the best that they can be for themselves. And if they choose to get married, for somebody else. And today's topic for this show is it's important to be a visionary, and here's why. And so I need you, okay, I need you to be able to tap in with us tonight. We've got some things. I'm hoping that what I'm going to do in terms of switching back and forth will actually work. If it doesn't, let me know. Throw it up in the chat. Again, let's get the hearts and the likes going. I can see all the chats, so don't worry if you're on Facebook or if you're on YouTube. I got you. As always, I am your host, Conrad, aka Cast Ty, and this is The Real Real. Give yourselves a round of applause. And I really wish I could play the sound. I'm gonna have to re-upload it again. I'm so sorry for that. Wherever you are, Tiff's at the gym, getting that work in. You keep doing your thing, honey. For my boys that are on Instagram that are tapping in with us, for the people that is on Facebook that's going to rock out with us at any given point, I do salute you in advance. Again, if you're trying to connect with us on all platforms, the real underscore SCE. That's DARE. Hold on. Okay, we back in the building. Hold on, everybody. Let me just let me take care of something right quick. I hate when this happens. Let me see the hearts and the likes. Again, if you can hear me, I just want to make sure to do a quick sound check. Let me know. I know Tiff can hear me. You can hear me wherever you are, whether it's Facebook, whether it's YouTube, hearts and the likes. Let's get those flowing. Okay. I think we are good. Keyword, I think. We might be good. We struggle casting tonight, but it's okay. We're still gonna press forward and do what we can do. As I was saying, connect with us on all our platforms: Twitter, Threads, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at DaRealReel underscore SCE. That's DaRealReel underscore SCE. Give yourselves a round of applause if you're in the building with us tonight, rocking out with us for as long as we're going to go. To a couple of brothers of mine, Team Fatty, I wouldn't even call him the serial entrepreneur. He's the revolutionary Ilkan Ali, Traylon Curry, my boys from the grind downtown, all my family that's in the building, and my bros and my cousins that's watching with me. We couldn't. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But let's see what we can do tonight. Salute to y'all in the building. Oh my days. So, without further ado, what I want to do is I want to hit 5 topics very quickly. You know what I mean? 5 topics. These aren't the main topic for tonight. We're going to get to that. I won't make this longer than we have to because we already started late. And again, I'm trying to use this as time to learn to navigate stuff as we move. And the team that we're working with, we salute them. They are a real team, and I have much love and much respect for them. I'm gonna share my screen with y'all, and I want y'all to see some of the things we're about to get into tonight. And these 5 topics really quick, really quick. This is gonna be oh man. So first of all, who y'all think is gonna win this in-season tournament? Me personally, okay, that's just me personally. For Team LeBron, aka Team Lakers, okay, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If you just say, okay, yo, Conrad, who's your GOAT? Okay, I'll just tell you the truth. MJ's my GOAT. Okay, greatest basketball player of all time. All right. Now, okay, outside of who's your favorite basketball player of all time in this current generation, now who do you think is the GOAT of this generation? Now, nobody in this generation, maybe unless you're counting Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant, nobody has more rings than Bron. And to every one great star, there is a rival with him, and that is Steph Curry, right? If that team doesn't draft the way they do, we have to understand that they would not be in the conversation at that point. If they didn't draft the way they did, if Draymond and Clay didn't turn out to be the complementary pieces to who Steph Curry is, and became ultimately, then we're not having this conversation. LeBron's in a class all by himself, and he definitely has more than 4 rings and what do they say, like 9 losses in the finals or whatever like that. But yeah, I'll be honest, I'm hoping that LeBron and the Lakers, that they take this. I want LeBron's name attached to the first inaugural in season tournament. I want him to hold that hardware. I see a couple of the trophies and they look nice. I'm not gonna lie to you. They do look nice. Next thing is for all the gamers out there, Grand Theft Auto is coming out in 2025. Now, there's a trailer out there, and you can pretty much find this wherever you are, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. I'd definitely say go over to YouTube and try to find it, but it is over there. My goodness. Now, I don't know about anybody else. Everybody's like, oh my God, it's 2025. Listen, I don't care what the cost is. My video games is a time for me to de-stress and kind of get away from the everyday responsibilities of family and work and stuff like that. And I've come to really appreciate the Grand Theft Auto brand and their product that they've put out time and time again. And so with that said, I definitely encourage people to start saving up, because this is not going to be no regular 60, 70, $80 game. Based on the graphics and based on what they're doing with, I was on the way home the other day, and the guy that me and him ride the train was talking about it, and he's a gamer, and I like to game a little bit. And he was telling me that he has a friend that, basically is working on the game in development, and they're not doing any copy and pasting per city and per parts of the city. So this is all going to be environments within their own environment. So if you have ever played these games, you understand that, the cut and paste in different areas, not having their own events going on at any given time, it can become boring. Even in sometimes I like to free play around the game before I get to the missions and stuff like that. I've never really been a big online person when it comes to that. So definitely you want to make sure you check that out. Now, this one, I had to show the wife, the missus, this earlier. Y'all tell me that Scottie Pippen right here don't look like Chester the Cheetah. I guarantee y'all, once y'all see this, y'all can't unsee it. Y'all cannot unsee this. I don't care how you feel. Scottie Pippen and Chester the Cheetah, they one and the same right now. Just like Jay-Z and the Camel from Camel Cigarettes. Yes, you can't unsee this. I'm sorry. I'm like, you know what? I got to give this a big. Yeah, definitely. Whose man's is this? That's Chester the Cheetah's man's. That's exactly who it is. I don't even care. Y'all can say I'm wrong. I don't business. Scottie Pippen. Just real talk though. Like, look at the shape of the cartoon's nose, and then look at Scottie Pippen and tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. And if it wasn't for that beard, it wouldn't even hit heavy. But like, jeez, Scottie Pippen didn't do himself no favors with this. Shout out to Facebook, because they put me on this still. I ain't lying. Now, y'all heard on the live stream, I got pretty upset with Mr. RP Diddy. I'm gonna call him RP Diddy. I mean, that's his new name. That's his new name over here. Y'all get ready. I said it. When you do stuff and you rob society of things, especially the black community and the black culture, of what could be, you know what I mean, a great time in terms of hip hop history and what we should have been able to enjoy instead of all this garbage that's out nowadays. This man, Mr. Sean Combs, is the biggest progenitor of the downfall of hip hop. I said it, and I don't care how you feel about it. If you got some feels about what I just hit up the comments and let me know, and either I'll respond or I won't. I'm pretty sure I'll respond, because right about now, any traction is good traction. So yeah, this is who he is to me. And you know what I mean? I was watching my boy Fatty, his podcast, and he was talking, and they were kind of talking about, not believing all women in this case. And I'm like, I'm kind of on the fence. I'm on the other side, because like, whatever, like, bruv, there's just certain people, I'm gonna say this, right? There's certain people that you say things, especially when they, they have a kind of a flamboyant lifestyle, but they kind of have that inkling that they could be left or right, and they hiding it. Like I said last stream, I don't trust no man that is willing to deny or hide the best he can his nationality, his background, his culture, for the sake of fitting in, right? Or whatever he was ashamed of. You could say a lot of things about a lot of people. Hey, well, Conrad, everybody's insecure, has their own insecurities. Yeah, I've had a lot of insecurities, but I ain't never been insecure about being black. I ain't never been insecure about being a black Canadian. I ain't never been insecure about being a black Canadian with Jamaican heritage and Jamaican background. I've never been ashamed or insecure of that one moment at all. And the troubles and the trials that we go through as Black people, no matter where we come from. Whether some people say I'm delusional or not, I wear that as a badge of honor, because at the end of the day, you might try to want to ignore the fact of what Black people have gone through, but you can't deny the fact of what Black people have gone through. If you are in denial, that's your own business. I don't got no time. We can have a conversation with that. Know where to hit me in the comments. Last but not least, manosphere grifters. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the content that we're going to endeavor to put out over here is red pill, and I'm definitely not going to claim that I am a part of the manosphere or the Black manosphere. I do believe that men should, in society, and I mean the cultures of Canadian society when it comes to Black people in relationships, or people in general in relationships, and the American, that's going to be a little bit different. It's dichotomies, right? And terms of issues, some of them overlap and some of them don't. And to be clear, the problem with that is with whether on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, is when you have not Mr. Sarah Garvey. Shout out to the brother. If somebody can throw at him in the chat, at Sarah Garvey. If I have to do it later, a big shout outs to him and what he went through fighting the colonizer, Miss Earl Davis. I don't got no respect for her. She came over here on the back of Kevin Samuel Talking Points and the It's Complicated platform questioning points, as well as copying Fresh and Fit for what it's worth, and using Black people almost to maybe 35 cents on the dollar to push her whole platform forward, talking about things that she has no understanding of, especially when you claim that you're trying to be in the red pill space of YouTube and in the manosphere. You're a champion for men's rights. No offense, honey. You're not a solution to the problem. You're not an advocate for the problem. You're a detractor. At best, Anton Daniels would call you a chameleon. I just call you're a straight up two-faced con artist. You have no business being in this space speaking on men's issues, especially emotional issues, because you actually have tormented the space. And there's a couple more like you. And some people may say, I might want to stay in my lane because I ain't got all of no subscribers or whatever. Bro, people are going to rock with me if they rock with me, and they're not going to rock with me if they don't rock with me. At the end of the day, I have a message to get out. And while I'm getting in that message, there's been some things that have come along the way that I genuinely don't like. And Earl Davis,
Come on, son.
you are the second official come on, son of this platform.
Come on, son.
Yo, shut it down, okay? Go apologize to, your other female counterparts. Let them know you were wrong in what you said, especially about that whole women shouldn't have a right to vote. Nah, just you. You shouldn't have a right to vote. And to any of the Black men who have dated you, they're waste. Yo, if they hit it and quit it, it is what it is. I am not going to sit there and say that any woman should be used, but I will say this. To any guy that has dated you, especially if they're Black, do better, brothers, in your choosing. Do better. I'm telling y'all, like, I've been literally, when I say sitting on, it is what it is. When I've been saying, I've been sitting here, and we're going to get into the topic shortly. But when I say I've been sitting here and, as we've been building this platform and working towards certain things, you got to understand that, like, I've seen a lot of things transpire since probably about 2020. So, like, we're talking about the middle of the pandemic. And when we started, when me and the team got together and we started building these, what was the real going to look like? What did it stand for? What were we not going to do? What were we going to do? There was a couple items that were on my list that were big. I wanted to talk to Black men in general. I wanted to make sure I talked to young men all over the world of all cultures, but specifically the Black race. I wanted to have a firm and positive message for Black women. And I didn't want to take from somebody else or another platform what they were doing, but I wanted to use them as an example to enhance our focus on what we were going to do. And I'm very passionate about certain things, and that has bled over into the team, and that's why we're here. And before we get into the topic at hand, I hope nobody saw that. I'm pretty sure all you guys just saw that. I almost just ate the mic. Pause. Black women, Black men love you. Black women, Black men love you. Black women, Black men love you. Sprinkle, sprinkle, tinkle, tinkle, winkle, winkle, twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder where you are. Black women, you're our star. We don't hate how you dress. We don't hate how you look. For the majority of the time, we might not agree with how you respond to us, but we don't hate that either. Do we want a better outcome for Black men and Black women to create what is supposed to be the Black culture, the Black race, and build this up? 100%. But we don't. Black men, women. And to those who are divesting into other into other communities of women, I'm gonna ask y'all to come home. Now, you don't have to, and I understand that whether you're in America, the UK, Jamaica, here right out here in Canada, you may have experienced certain things with a few Black women that really pissed you off and made you feel some type of way. I get it, and I understand it. I think we've all been there, whether it's been our moms, from the first woman that's supposed to love us, and maybe she didn't love us. I understand it. But I can honestly say there is nothing like a Black woman's love. And I've been fortunate in my lifetime to always have some Black woman somewhere that loves me, especially when it wasn't told to her that she needed to love me. And that's, I mean, you're going to have to connect with me one-on-one to hear the fullness of that. I'm not going to drag out the live for that. We 47 minutes in, and I don't want to make this live stream longer than it has to be. But we're going to get in. This is going to segue into what the topic of tonight is, which is, it is important to be a visionary. Here's why. Specifically for us as Black men, let me broaden that. Right? Let's talk to all men right now. All men, you must be a visionary. All women, you must be a visionary. For young men, multicultural, those of us that come from different cultures, different races, backgrounds, minority communities, colored folk, however you want to say it, we have to be a visionary. We have to have an ability to look at where we are, regardless of rain or shine, and develop a plan. Now, as I said to you, some of the driving forces in starting this platform and kind of working behind the scenes and getting things together and getting things done, one thing I really wanted to do was to be able to have a strong start maybe not so much from the everyday posting on social media and getting, those viral contents and those viral posts. And because to be honest, that's not who I am, right? If something I say happens to go viral, then great. But I'm here my whole focus is here to encourage people, and along the way call out some things that are contrary to what is really the focus of what we say we're doing here in these spaces. And as if I can learn the business, obviously, of Facebook and YouTube, and Instagram, and further the platform ahead with the team that's working with me and with the supporters that we've got, as wonderful as you all are, then yes, like, that's what I really want to do. And I know we can't do it by ourselves. We're going to need all of you to help us do it. And I'm not ashamed to ask for that help. One time I was, but now I'm not. Because I'm a visionary, I'm sure of my plan, and I'm sure of where we're going to go and what we're going to do. And so, with that said, I am not concerned, right? I'm not concerned about how fast or how slow we're growing. We're going to grow. Because at the end of the day, if you're not consistent, you're just not going to grow. And so I really want to press upon, you all that are going to tune in and people who are going to watch again. I encourage you to share, like, comment, subscribe, hit the likes, hit the hearts. I need to see those, thrown up. And, because it's going to help to support this vision that we have and push it forward. Now, when we were getting started, before I had changed jobs, for those of all of us who go to church, can I get a glory? Hallelujah. Ain't nothing better than some new money, and some more new money, especially when you've been getting underpaid for the longest time. And so now, as a black man, I've put myself into a certain dichotomy where I'm better off than a lot of my white counterparts, as it goes for that argument. But I'm still moving up the ladder and climbing up every day because there's some people depending on me. And with that said, I have to be a visionary because I have to be able to see what is in my mind come to pass. Okay. And I really want to encourage everybody to stay in that mind frame. When you got ideas, you've got dreams, and you've got, goals, put them to paper, put them down, look at what is possible from what's not possible. What's what can actually be accomplished from what is maybe a little bit further down the line. And so let's get into this. When we were running and we were in planning stages and we were trying to do some recruiting to get, a couple different hosts, and, not to drag the feeling down, but my daughter had passed, and, I kind of took a time out for a minute from planning and doing all this stuff and kind of hid in my hermit shell to kind of emotionally recover with my family. And obviously is no fault of anybody else's, but when you just don't keep in contact with people, obviously, they kind of drift off, they're doing their own thing. Some people might have felt like, okay, like he was just a flaker, whatever. But either way, when we were planning, I got with the team and we constructed for the first season, which I just want to say, we haven't started the first season yet. That's the beauty of this. We have not started the first season yet. There's still some things that we want to do. There's lag in the camera that y'all see. We want to be able to change that. The speed of the internet, we want to be able to change that. We've got to change a couple of devices, get a couple more things flattened out. As you can see from last stream till now, we got our own branding up here, and we're thankful for the platforms like StreamYard that allows us to multi-stream to different places. But I had one specific episode And y'all are not gonna, I'm not gonna make y'all guess. So I'm gonna put it out there, but I'm just not gonna tell you when we're gonna do this episode. I want certain things to pass now. So when we come bring this back up, yeah, I want you guys to think. Okay. So I brought this person, I said, yo, what do you think about this episode? And they were like, well, nobody cares about this episode now. This is so done. It's taboo. Like nobody's gonna remember it. Blah, 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 blah. The episode that we were building was centered around justice and the fact that we live in a society that whether we want to admit it or not is this society that we live in has certain privileges that have been constructed not out of positive wholesome movements but out of the depths and the belly of corruption. Let that sink in. And the picture that I used to put this forward and to use to draw the narrative on the thumbnail was a caricature of Tupac and Biggie in the place of Craig and Day-Day, not Craig and Day-Day, Craig and Smokey on the front porch. Yeah, that was the one I used. And so, you know, this person went off and, you know, that's dumb and blah. Fast forward, not even a full year later. What do we have popping up? Keefe D's gone to jail. Keefe D saying that if he goes to jail, he's not the only person going to jail. Suge Knight in jail saying Keefe D is not, Orlando Jordan is not the person, or his whatever is. I keep calling him Orlando Jordan. I don't know why, but either way, his Keefe D's nephew is not the person who shot Tupac. And if Tupac was here, Tupac wouldn't tell it, and I'm sure not gonna tell it. Whatever. But it seems like between Gene Deal and, you know, a couple other people, everybody's starting to point some fingers at P. Diddy. Now, my point about all of this is the fact that, just plain and simple, it's amazing how 9 months ago I had a vision, and somebody who was not a visionary, and I could go in on this person because they actually don't choose well. And this is, I don't know if this episode is going to be mainly geared towards women or towards men. I want it to be a combination of both. But ladies, I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to be a visionary when it comes to how you live your life and finding a mate, which means you're going to have to walk in a lane and you're going to have to stay there whether you want to or not, because veering from that lane is going to put you into situations that you really just don't want to experience and stresses that you really just don't want to go through. And I'm praying for every single female follower that will ever come through this platform, because you're going to need to have a vision. The vision is not just house, car, money in the bank, vacations, lace front, pretty eyelashes, pretty hips, pretty lips and fingertips. And, you know what I mean? I got my nips, you know what I mean, covered up well. Nah, it's not about that. It is about legacy. And you can't have a legacy that's built out of order. I digress. So with this individual, if you ever get to see this live stream, congratulations, you played yourself. Not only is this a big topic, but you see what's come out of this now? Skeletons in the closet. He don't want to come out the closet. He beating women while he's in the closet. I digress. You have to be a visionary. It is important. It is important to plan. And one of many Denzel Washington quotes that I like, not specifically his aspect of dreams and goals, and dreams without goals are just dreams, but specifically where it comes to planning. Give me 1 second. Denzel Washington said this, and I quote, "If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you will fall into someone else's plan." And guess what? They have what they've planned for you. And guess what? And guess what they've planned for you? Not much. This is why you have to be a visionary. Gentlemen, we need to be visionaries at a much earlier stage in our life. I don't care what they say about the pituitary gland, all these glands in our frontal cortex that doesn't develop at the same rate as our female counterparts. We need to have some aspect of an idea of where our life is going to go, because there are women that will play with you, but there are men that will play with you. And some of them will team up together and watch you fall and put you in a pit and say, ha ha, you can't get out. Now, I'm lucky that I've had the life experience, and I'm hoping that some people will be able to resonate with this, because maybe they've had the life experience, or if you're going through this, hopefully, I'm speaking to you at a time when you need this sense of encouragement to be able to get out of whatever you're getting into, or get out of whatever somebody else puts you into. At the end of the day, after you've taken accountability for your lack of vision or your lack of awareness, don't beat yourself up. Tell yourself it's time to get out of what you're in and start making positive steps towards that. Okay? It's necessary, because for us young men, I do not want to see another day, another year go by where the crux of the TikToks of the world and the social media engines of the world is men are stupid, men are useless, men play video games, men masturbate, men watch porn, men don't take care of kids, men aren't good providers, men aren't this, men aren't. We've heard enough of it. And I'm not saying it's all of our fault. There is a real engine that is helping to push this narrative. The only way to push back against this narrative, and unfortunately, it's not just about having a platform and speaking to people, whether it's 4, 2, 1, 1,000, 100, 100,000, 300,000, a couple million, whatever it is. Because I'm going to tell you this and this is my personal belief, that the majority of the people we look to that have 3 point whatever million followers and subscribers and what, they've gotten comfortable in their entertainment value. Okay? And yes, everybody is looking to log on to somewhere. Not everybody, but there's a growing majority of people. We speak in generalities. Okay? There's a growing majority of people that want an escape from the life they're living, or the life that they may not be able to achieve. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case. But what you are going to have to do if you are young, and when I say young, both male and female between the ages of 13 and up, you're going to have to plan. You're going to have to understand how to use education. Education is a tool. These learning environments are a tool. They're not your home. They're not your guiding system. They are a tool. These teachers are, I hate to say it like this, but I'm going to say it. They're tools. When you go to school, don't fight with the teacher. Remember that the teacher is doing their job. And if you have a problem with their teacher doing their job, you go and report to their manager. And if their manager or supervisor, who's the principal, isn't able to bring about a solution that works in the benefit of you and the other children or your classmates, then you take it one step further. You go to the Board of Education and you stand 10 toes down and you let them know what you've experienced and you keep it moving. It is not your job to focus on whether somebody else is doing their job that they get paid to do. Now, the unfortunate part is some of these people that are paid to teach you how to be a visionary and how to plan, they want to put their own beliefs on you. Again, you do not go to school for other people's beliefs. You go to school to interact, to learn how to be sociable. You ultimately go to school to learn how to retain and recite. Use it as a tool to manifest and maximize and materialize the best attributes of you so that you can get ahead when you can get out. And I'm going to say this, if you're between the age, if you're a parent, you're an aunt, you're a brother, you're a sister, your godbrother, godfather, whoever you are, you need to get this to your kids, and you need to let them know this and sit down and watch this with them, because I'm going to say this. They need to maximize academia as well as skill trade. When we start talking about multiple streams of income as adults, we need not to forget that you can't do this whole multiple streams of income if you don't have multiple streams of talent, if you don't have multiple streams of skills, if you don't have multiple streams of knowledge. Okay? So to be a visionary, you're going to have to place yourself in a position where you can actualize and realize the tools that you have, and you're going to be the biggest tool to yourself. Secondarily, it's going to be your environment. It's going to be the part-time job. It is going to be your school. It is going to be your classmates. It's going to be the person in your class that is smarter than you, who's more diligent in studying than you. It's just the truth. Now, for us as we get older, and this is something that I do want to talk about because relationships are they're near and dear to my heart. Those who know me personally, know a little bit of my dating history before I got married. If you know one thing about me, you should know that I love a good relationship. But realistically speaking and transparently speaking, when I was younger, I didn't actually love the responsibility of a relationship. I loved the excitement and the spontaneity that went into creating a relationship. And so I did not, and I had a very small window of what these would look at like, and I used to base it off of R&B videos. I don't care what anybody says. R&B in the 90s and early 2000s cannot be rivaled by anything that's going on today. Maybe short of LMA. I'm willing to debate that with anybody. At the end of the day, we have to be in a place where we can look towards from where we are into the future. I'm not telling you anything that you haven't heard. Those who fail to plan to fail. Nothing that you haven't heard before. This is the substratum, the foundation of being a visionary. But now, the aspect of the visionary that I'm speaking about is that aspect of yourself that can see and acknowledges that you want to be better, you want to be in a better place, you want to be in a better place, time, and situation. And now your brain is moved from what you want to how am I going to get what I want? What are the steps necessary? How long is this going to take me? And it could very well take years, but it could very well take months. And so this comes with being aware of your surroundings to be able to pivot and make the right moves at the right time. And if you can be a benefit to others, great. But what you're going to focus on doing is being the best benefit to yourself that you can be. And so for young men, we can't afford to be having kids in our teens, early 20s. I'm not talking about the women now. I'm just talking about us. It is what it is. I'll tell you the truth. I'll be honest. You do need to have some female counterparts as friends that you can, speak with. You should have, I believe this is my personal belief, that you should have a good group of solid women of character and respect and reverence that are within your age group, your age demographic, that you don't want anything sexually from them, and you can be their friend and they can be your friend. Okay? Now, I know that's up for debate in another space, but I'm also speaking to teens right now. Okay? between the ages, young men, between the ages of 13 to 20, you cannot afford to be involved in the streets. You cannot afford to be involved in promiscuity. You cannot afford to be involved in having one child or multiple children out of wedlock. You cannot afford to have a criminal record. You cannot afford, I don't care how you have to do it. If you have to go live under a bridge on the other side of town to avoid destruction, do it. Your latter self will thank your former self for making that investment. Now, if somebody wants to turn around and say, Conrad, did you do everything that you're telling us? Yes, I did. Now, did I start as early as what I'm instructing you guys to do? No, I did not, because I did not have a figure like me in my life to be able to instruct me in that way. I had to figure this out for myself from the age of 25 and up. Hence why I ended up getting married. And that is part about being the visionary that you have to understand, both now, male and female. You cannot have long-term legacy without a balance. Can you create by yourself? Can you create wealth and reputation and influence by yourself? Yes, you can. It's not a bad thing to do that. But when we're talking about cultural legacy, this is where you got to be honest with yourself when you're being a visionary. What do you want? So you have to be aware of self. You have to be accountable of self. And the two are not synonymous. Accountability and awareness, they're not synonymous. Some people will say they're going hand in hand. Again, that's something I'm willing to debate. I believe maybe they take two different actions to accomplish maybe the same goal. Can they work hand in hand together? Possibly, but I don't think they're synonymous. Accountability, awareness, reverence for self, respect for life. I stopped having issues with women when I started respecting them without them asking me to respect them. Young men in general, that will carry you a long way. At the same time, I will not argue with somebody that I'm not going to marry. So when I said avoid destruction as a fifth point of this, I meant it. There will come times, young men and young women, when you need to actually convince somebody for your safety that you're not the best option that they could choose. Humble yourself. Okay? There's nothing about you that is ever going to be that good. And trust me, we who are older will probably be able to tell you that when somebody gets addicted to how you do something, they may very well just be running from something in their life. And you can't be running towards something with people who are running away from something. Does that make sense? You can't be running to something with people who are running away from something, because they'll use you as a crutch to make their life better. And God help you if you can't. I've seen that happen many times. If we're to look at the story of Biggie Smalls and P. Diddy, on one side, you hear the story that, oh, they were the best of friends. When you really check the story behind the scenes from his mother, from Biggie's mom, and some other people, they weren't really friends. Biggie was trying to make his way out of the 1 cent of every dollar contract that P. Diddy had him stuck in. And so the only thing that hindered him is he wasn't as much as of a visionary, or maybe I should say he was a visionary, but in moments he had a lapse of awareness and was not able to see the danger on the horizon, even when he was instructed not to go to LA. It is what it is. the whole point of being a visionary, the whole point of this message tonight in this topic is to get you to, again, as I said in the last stream, is to deter the amount of L's or losses you're going to have to take in a lifetime. After turning 39 the other day, can I say life is short? 100%, but it's taken a long time to get here. And when I look back over my life and where I am now compared to had I had these regiments of structure and awareness and planning for the future, even if I had done this when I was 16, would my life look drastically different than it is today? 100%. See, the one biggest message that Kevin Samuels doesn't get enough appreciation for in when he was speaking to men is when he talked about sexual discipline. That's a real thing. Great athletes, great boxers, basketball players, those who had to compete in the fiercest of sports will tell you they abstained from certain actions of intimacy for prolonged periods of time so that they are at their utmost peak to be able to accomplish the task. I don't understand why we're feeding into this society. And ladies, this is where I'm going to speak to you directly. If you want to sit there and go and believe the aspect of society that says, yeah, you can do whatever you want because you've suffered enough, and you go out there and whore out your bodies and go on OnlyFans and do this and do that, yo, by all means, do you. Ain't nobody trying to stop you. But you see, when you fall off that cliff, ain't nobody gonna be there to throw you a rope because you think that like everybody's family is gonna stick by. No, not all fathers and uncles and brothers are gonna want to acknowledge that like their sister, their cousin, their granddaughter was on OnlyFans. Now the shaming part, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm a firm believer is if I warn you twice and you still walk into oncoming traffic, I'm a firm believer, and I'm a person that will say, yo, I'm going to take a step back from you. I'm going to be right there to call the ambulance when you get hit. I hope you don't, but if you do,
Yo,
I'm going to have to hit you with the whose man's is this? I'm going to have to hit you with the
me. Help me.
I'm going to have to hit you with it. Because at the end of the day, I had the awareness to see where your path was going to. And that's the next aspect of a visionary. Some people will call it your third eye. Some people will call it your chakras aligning. Your key is balanced. Let's just stay with awareness. You have enough awareness to play the game 4 steps ahead. So being a visionary is actually about being able to think 5, 3, 4, 5, 6 moves ahead. That's what this is really about. Are all women going to try and trap you? And no. But you have to be enough of a visionary to understand it can happen, and you have to be have enough awareness to understand how to identify the person that you're dealing with. It is what it is. Basic things. Let's hit a couple few, right? Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like, oh yeah, you don't go on dates, don't do this, don't. Oh, I'm not saying that because I know people. I'm telling myself I went on dates, but I was a visionary. So, and my uncle taught me this. He said, Conrad, you going out to certain places, you want to make sure that, they know your name. So you create the situation. You walk in there and, the waiter knows your name. Hey, Conrad, how you doing, man? Hope everything is well. Oh, lovely date here tonight. Your usual table? Yeah, the usual table. Actually, no, not the usual table. Can we get one upstairs? But the game that goes into that now, and the planning of a visionary that goes into that, is because you done showed up at least once or twice a week, left a good tip for the one waiter or a couple waiters. You're cordial with everybody in the establishment, so they know you. They have a respect for you that is developed, and that translates into moments when you're just going to need it most. And some of those dates, yeah, you're going to need it. And I'm going to push against the grain of this modern day generation. Men, young and old, if you are going on a date and you lack the vision and awareness and you fall into this 50-50 whirlpool, and she pays for this date and you pay for that date and the blah, 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 blah. And I'm talking about like first dates. I'm not talking about like you guys been dating for like months or years and you guys are actually like some type of long-term relationship couple, right? I'm talking about that. I'm talking about first dates. Men, pay for it. Be a visionary enough to have yourself a budget. Have about 4 restaurants that you like as a guy and women like. Okay. Then, as you're getting to know this individual, find out what she likes. Make sure you find a way to incorporate restaurants. Do some scouting before you actually just run out on the field of landmines and fail. Then once you do that, make some calculated decisions and some calculated moves. You'll never lose. You'll never lose. And brothers, can I say this? Brothers, and I don't mean brothers as in the black vernacular brothers. I mean just brothers all over the world. You know what the best thing is about paying for a date? Is if it sucks, you can end the date right then and there. Now, if you don't want to pay and you didn't order nothing for yourself, that's up to you. I know everybody's like, well, where are you going? You started talking about career paths and you started talking about, dating choices and how does this all fit into being a visionary? Again, what did I say? Avoid destruction, accountability, awareness, reverence, respect, avoid destruction. All of these things time. Why? Because when you're dating, there's nothing more reverential. I'm pretty sure I just made that word up. So we're going to rock with it. But when you're dating, male or female, you must have an aspect of reverence and respect for life and for the other person, or else you will not get ahead. You will very well run into some destructive times. Right about now, if there's any ladies watching, you should be hitting them likes and them hearts because you should know what I'm talking is right. Because some of you done been taken advantage of because you don't really and truly deep down, you don't have no respect for men. And if you do, it's not given easily. So they're disrespected until otherwise, until proven innocent. It is what it is. You have accountability of self, and you have the awareness to understand how you act in situations and how other people are going to act in situations. You have enough awareness and understanding and acknowledgement to understand that actions can pull reactions. And where you're thinking 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 steps ahead, especially as a visionary, is what are my actions going to pull from people and pull out of people? Now, unless you're a confrontational person and you can just deal with that and that's your cookie and that's your mode, that's how you operate, then kudos to you. Ain't nobody can tell you nothing. We'll see you on another episode. But for right now, right now, oh man, you need to be in a place where you're gaining every day. It might not be a whole lot of W's, but when you get to those individual W's, they're big W's, they're big wins. And so you might not need a whole lot of big W's. You might take a whole lot of little W's. But where you hit the biggest targets, now those are monumental, and those don't just happen overnight. It takes a visionary to get to. It takes somebody who's counting 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 steps ahead in relationships and in life. It is what it is. And I don't know, and I'll say this: I don't understand how the term high value became so loosely used, and how so many people have misconstrued the understanding of what have misconstrued what Kevin Samuels was trying to say. High value is not money in itself; it is influence. It is usefulness. It is respect. It is reputation. And when these things are aligned, you then get into a place where you are now counted as high value, because the money is kind of like the last step. It's the last stamp of approval. So ladies, I would encourage you to stop worrying about all this money and boss babe titles. If you're going to be that for yourself, but that does not translate to a hell of a lot in the dating world. And the more you use that to disrespect those who you think you're supposed to attract, is the more you're going to push them away. Ladies, I encourage you to think 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 steps ahead. It's worth it. Now you say, well, that's all we hear all our life is think ahead and live life respectfully and don't do this and don't do that and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, there's a reason for that. And it's not because you're some little damsel in distress, but life will put you into situations where you can become a proverbial and a repetitive or a repeat damsel in distress. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of seeing it. It's not even that I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm tired of seeing it. I want to see better for men and women. I want to see better outcomes. I want to see better solutions. So men, again, women, again, we must have accountability of self, awareness of self, and social areas and social arenas. Okay, we must have reverence. We must carry ourselves with reverence. We must carry ourselves with respect, and we must respect life. And we must avoid destruction at all costs. Okay? I sincerely believe if we can implement this in many areas of our life, dealing with our family, dealing with our friends, dealing with intimate partners, dealing with colleagues and coworkers, and especially for those that are in school, high school, college, please remember this. The teacher is at work. Stop being a TikTok moment. And if you're going to create one for your own evidence. I'll be honest with you. You're going to create one for your own evidence. But don't be the subject of said evidence. These teachers, these educators, when they come to work, they come to work. And they'll be the first ones to tell you what they get paid and what they don't get paid for. And the last time I checked it, because I know some educators, they don't get paid to teach you their personal opinion. They don't get paid to teach you their sexual preference. They don't get paid to teach you their dating preference. They don't get paid to teach you their religious preference or lack thereof. They don't get paid to teach you how they believe you should clean your clothes. If they cannot be an extension of the authority of your parent or parents, then they're not doing their job well. I said extension. which means they function to a certain capacity within the rights of their job and as an adult, not as a caregiver. Okay? So, young people, when you're going to schools, and your high school teacher wants to, or your public school teacher wants to, grade school teacher wants to give you some flack, and they're kind of you crossing that boundary of personal and professionalism. Oh, the minute they step into personal,
Come on, son.
get the money. Because there's some people in life that all they don't listen until you hit them in the pockets. Now, like, let's be honest. Look at social media. Men, be aware of marriage. Men, be careful of creating kids. Men, be careful. They're saying that out of what? Getting hit in their pockets. What if we could have that mentality before we ended up even having pockets? What if we could have that train of thought, that focus and mindset when we are just entering the high school, sophomore, junior, senior? What if 5 years on the job? Like, I cannot tell you, and I think this is where kind of I'll kill this, right? My previous job, right? There was a waste man on there.
Mr. said, man, a waste man. Here, I can miss him breathe.
Okay. He comes to me one day and talking to this girl in the office. I said, all right, dude. Because I know you're going around talking to other girls too. You better be careful. Because these girls don't flex like how you think they flex. How they flex downtown is not how they flex up here in the country. Okay? Be careful. Because you will end up being another statistic in HR's office. And we don't need another black man to be down there in that regards. Yo, don't worry, dog. I'm the man. I'm the man.
Move up with the media talk. I want to my dad.
I'm sitting there the whole time like, nah, dog, no, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. He's like, nah, dog, I'm the man. These women love me.
Me. Help me.
I was like, all right, dude, do your thing. So my guy went on. He's playing the field. He's doing his thing, blah, 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 blah. My man ends up showing out for the girls in the office. And sure enough, I had a couple times where, he's reported to HR, his management. And came to me after work. He's like, yo, dog, they're trying to end my life. I was like, what you talking about, fool? Man's like, yo, these girls. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Didn't I tell you this was going to happen? Yeah, but I was like, bro, I ain't trying to hear all of that. So now, when I say right before the pandemic, I mean right before the pandemic started. Seen? This fool decides to mess with one of the girls in the office, and I mean, she has a certain type, and he happened to fit into that type, that narrative. So, and this girl had already, she couldn't choose her way out of a wet paper bag if she had to. If the bag was wet and she had to grab a fork to just poke holes and break her way through, this girl would try to run, like, she would fail every time because she just lacked an ability of critical thinking. Okay. So anyways, they end up talking out for a bit. You know what I mean? He's trying to talk to other girls. He happens to get her pregnant, starts showing the men them the pictures of private situations as well as he gets her pregnant. Now she finds out, loses it, does what she feels she has to do. Read between the lines. This man loses it. Starts blaming all of us for his problems. So I'm on my way to work. It's about like 8 o'clock in the morning now. I'm on my way to work. I'm feeling nice. It's Friday. It's about to be the holidays. You know what I mean? We about to, you know what I mean? It's weekend time. We about to kick up. I got a text 8 o'clock in the morning. What did you do? I was like, what did I, who, pardon you? Oh, he told me that you said that. I was like, really? Really? Same idiot that just got fired for you. Well, you know what? So I pulled up everybody. I pulled them all up on the same one text. I said, yo, same way my dude just got fired. If y'all act a way that causes any stress to my paycheck, all of y'all will be right beside him. You want to see phone calls start coming through. No, dog. No, dog. No, no, dog.
Come on, son.
No, dog. No. No. No, you're not letting Conrad. Nothing to worry about. If you are involved and I find out you're involved, you got something to worry about. Now, to bring about this situation, what I'm describing, and the topic for today, what did I point out? Accountability of self, awareness of self and surrounding areas, reverence for self, respect for yourself and for life in general, and avoid destruction. There will be times when, to avoid destruction, you have to allow people who bring and breathe destruction to die in their destruction. And I'm not talking literally. I'm talking figuratively. In other words, let them drift away out of your space. Don't feel bad because you're going to let them. You're not going to, like, some people are just not good for your next level. And you've got to be okay with deciding that at every level. There's some girls that you just shouldn't talk to. There's some guys that, girls, you shouldn't talk to. Girls, there's some girls and some guys you shouldn't talk to because they will use you and destroy you. And over here, we're about preservation of life and getting ahead. And you can't preserve to get ahead or walk with people that are trying to use you to get away from what they're going through. Man, I should have more than license building because of that, I'm saying, like, come on, people. You cannot, if you take nothing else away from this, 5 things that are, I believe, are instrumental in being a visionary. Again, let's recap. Accountability of self, awareness of self and surrounding settings and atmospheres, reverence for oneself and others, respect for oneself and others, and avoiding destruction at all costs. You cannot walk with somebody who's using you to get away from what they're going through while you're trying to get to where you're going to get to or what you've envisioned in your mind. They will destroy your path and then look at you and tell you that you should have known better. And no matter how you flip the script, no matter who that person is for you, you've got to do yourself a favor and invest in yourself and invest in your future, invest in your ability to be a visionary and to think long-term, to plan long-term, to think and move 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps ahead. You've got to have the mindset of a visionary, somebody who can plan ahead and look into the future and say, it's not just about where I want to be, it's about where I'm going to be and how I'm going to get where I'm going to be. And you're so strategic in your moving. Well, I love the movie John Wick. When they describe John Wick, he is a man of focus, of sheer will and determination. And it's amazing how a father turns to his son and says, there's something you know nothing about. So stay in this little room because I'm going to try and fix something that you're really just woke the beast up. And that's what it comes down to. You're going to get ahead. You've got to be able to be a visionary. And here's the greatest part. Here's the greatest part about being a visionary. Okay? Here's the greatest part. If you plan right, if you think right, if your thought process is right, as things begin to materialize and as they say, quote unquote, manifest, as things come to fruition, the people who doubted you when you were planning, oh, they're going to be wrong. They're going to be wrong. Yes, sir. They're going to be wrong. You want to know why they're going to be wrong? Because they did not have your foresight and your insight. Come on now. I'm telling you, we haven't even hit. I'm telling you, when we started building this, we have a solid 25 episodes in the first season. We have 6 to actually, I think it's either 9 bonus episodes for our podcast on Apple, on Spotify, on different things, and then we got 2 live streams. And this is all just a test to get us ready for that first season. And so as you guys are going to watch this, I'm saying, yo, rock out with us. Grow with us. Support us. I'm not necessarily talking about financially. You want to throw us $1 here, $1 there, no matter. You know what I mean? Throw it to us. But that's not what we're talking about. Because we're so sure of where we're going to go over here on this platform. And we're just starting out. Because I'm so sure of where we're going. Them 5 things. Oh, we good. We good. We good. I want to thank you again for rocking out with us an hour, 40 minutes. All night. But for those who are going to rewatch this, we definitely want you to take advantage, grow with us. And for those who are going to be with us in the beginning, I definitely want you to rock out with us. Rock out with us. Be with us. Grow with us. Because I can't wait for that day to look back and say, okay, look what we done built. Look where we started from and look where we are now. You know what I mean? So, peace and love and blessings to you all. I really thank you for rocking out with us. And I would definitely want you guys to like, follow, share, subscribe. And if you got any comments about this, bad or good, I don't care what it is. Comments good, comments bad. If you think I'm off in what I said, let us know about it. You know what I mean? The email's on our platforms. Put it down in the comments. Hit us up. Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, Twitter. At DaRealReel_SCE. It can't get no more simple than that. It cannot get any more simple than that. I am your host of The Real Real, Conrad, aka Cass Ty, signing out. Peace and love in the T-Dot streets and the Middle East. Blessings and love to you all.